Have you ever noticed that hearing a recording of your own voice makes you, like, physically cringe?
Oh, absolutely. It is universally terrible. I hate it.
Right. Like you hear a playback of a voicemail you left or a video you took on your phone, and your immediate reaction is just, do I really sound like that?
Yeah, you start wondering, is my voice actually that nasal? Is it really that high pitched?
Exactly. And there is a fascinating, like, deeply physiological reason for this. When you speak normally, you aren't just hearing the sound waves traveling through the air and entering your ear canal.
Right, because you're also hearing the vibrations internally.
Exactly. You are hearing the sound waves vibrating through the bones of your own skull, specifically, your jawbone and your cranium.
And that bone conduction actually enhances the lower frequency vibrations. It gives your voice a deeper, richer, and, well, more resonant quality inside your own head.
It makes you sound like a radio host to yourself. But when you hear a recording, you are stripped of all that bone conduction.
You're just hearing what the rest of the world hears, the pure, unadulterated, air-conducted sound.
And it feels totally alien. It feels wrong. But what happens when you hear your own voice, not on a playback, but delayed by exactly half a second, while you are actively trying to deliver a professional analysis?
Well, I have a feeling we are about to find out.
Welcome to a very special customized edition of The Deep Dive. We are coming to you live from our brand new state-of-the-art recording suite, and wow, okay.
Yeah.
That echo is intense.
It is incredibly intense, and I want to apologize immediately to you, the listener, because what we are currently experiencing is terrible.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
It is. What we are unfortunately inflicting upon your eardrums at this very moment is not some majestic audio feature. It is a severe, persistent, and deeply disorienting latency loop.
I mean, I think it sounds kind of cool.
It is a massive digital echo.
Yeah.
And I am almost entirely certain it is because you flipped the wrong routing switch on that massive new console right before we went live.
Okay, hold on. Let's unpack this right out of the gate. Yeah. Because I categorically reject the premise that I broke a multi-million-dollar studio in the first 5 seconds of us sitting down.
You were touching all the sliders.
Look at this room. It's like the bridge of a starship. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this echo, which, by the way, I am choosing to call a spatial audio enhancement, feels entirely intentional.
Intentional.
Yeah.
You think this acoustic nightmare is intentional?
Yes. I think you are misinterpreting a high-end psychoacoustic feature for a bug. Have you considered that this might be an application of the Haas effect?
The Haas effect.
Yeah. We are just experiencing a widened stereo image.
Are you seriously trying to use the Haas effect to justify this auditory prison we are currently trapped in?
Absolutely. The Haas effect, or, the precedence effect, it's a real psychoacoustic phenomenon.
I know what it is, but you are completely...
Where if a sound and its reflection arrive at the ear within a very short time window, the human brain fuses them together into a single richer sound.
Yes.
It gives our voices gravity. It makes us sound like we are delivering knowledge from the peak of Mount Olympus.
Okay, that is a stunning misapplication of actual science. You are intelligently wrong, but you are still completely wrong.
How am I wrong? Doesn't this make everything sound more important for you listening at home? You're getting 2 doses of knowledge for the price of 1.
I need to apologize to the listener again for the cognitive disruption. Yes, the Haas effect is real. Helmut Haas described it in 1949.
Thank you. 1949. Established science.
But the critical defining characteristic of the Haas effect is the time delay. For the human brain to fuse a direct sound, its reflection, the delay must be under 35 to 40 milliseconds.
Okay, so maybe we're at 41 milliseconds.
We are nowhere near 40 milliseconds. If the reflection arrives after 40 milliseconds, the brain stops fusing them. It perceives them as 2 distinct, separate acoustic events.
A discrete echo.
Exactly, a discrete echo. The delay we are experiencing right now is easily 500 milliseconds, a full half second.
I don't have a stopwatch on me.
This is not a widened stereo image. This is a routing error. We are trapped in a digital canyon.
I think you're just not adjusting to the grandeur of the space. Like, just look at the board in front of you.
I am looking at it, and it terrifies me.
There are 80 unmarked sliders. The brushed aluminum finish is practically begging us to explore the acoustic possibilities.
Did you push the red slider? I told you specifically before we went live not to touch the red slider.
I didn't push the red slider. I merely caressed the electrostatic field near the red slider to appreciate the tactile resistance of the fader.
You caressed the electrostatic field?
Right. Look, we cannot get bogged down in technical minutia right now. We have a very specific critical objective today.
Our objective should be fixing this feedback loop.
No, we need to actually focus on the mission at hand rather than diagnosing every blinking light on the console. We received a direct dispatch from our trusted boss, Stan Underwood.
The CEO of Deep Dive Media Group. Yes, I read the email.
And his email lays out exactly what we're supposed to be doing right now. This isn't just a regular deep dive. This is a specialized studio review.
A studio review. Fantastic.
We are tasked with testing out this exact equipment live, on the air, and giving our honest impressions of the acoustics to you, the listener.
Well, mission accomplished then.
How's your impression?
My honest impression of the acoustics is that we are trapped inside a funhouse mirror made of sound waves, and it is severely impacting my cognitive processing.
Let me read directly from Stan's email, because it sets the stage beautifully and explains exactly what this room is made of.
Please, let's consult this sacred text.
He writes, "Team, the move is complete. As of today, you are officially broadcasting from our brand new custom-built recording suite. We have upgraded every piece of hardware, from the soundproofing panels and high-fidelity microphone arrays to the new studio-grade headphones you're wearing right now. It's a state-of-the-art professional environment."
Okay, stop right there. Let's analyze the sheer physical paradox of the situation we are currently sitting in.
A physical paradox.
Yeah.
That sounds dramatic.
Look at the walls around us. Look at Stan's email. He explicitly mentions the soundproofing panels. Do you understand the actual physics of what those panels are designed to do?
Of course I do. They are designed to create a sealed environment. They make the sound, proof.
Soundproof.
Yes. They act as an impenetrable barrier to keep the chaotic noise of the outside world. The sirens, the traffic, the hum of the HVAC out of our recording.
That is part of it, yes. But
They create a vacuum so that our pure, unadulterated ideas can flourish. And clearly, because they are so effective at keeping the outside out, they're also keeping our brilliance trapped inside.
oh boy.
They're acting like an acoustic trampoline,
Yeah.
perfectly preserving our sound waves and gently tossing them back and forth across the room.
An acoustic trampoline. I am honestly in awe of how you manage to sound so confident while completely violating the laws of thermodynamics and acoustics.
I am just observing the reality of our trampoline room.
No, that is entirely incorrect. There is a fundamental difference between soundproofing and acoustic treatment.
Oh, here we go with the semantics.
It's not semantics, it's physics. The panels Stan invested in these incredibly expensive-looking foam and fiberglass wedges lining every single wall of this room are porous acoustic absorbers.
Porous acoustic absorbers, meaning they absorb the sound.
Exactly. Let me introduce you to a man named Wallace Clement Sabine.
Is he the guy who installed the console?
No, he was an American physicist in the late 19th century. He essentially founded the field of architectural acoustics.
Okay, respect to Wallace.
Harvard University had just built the Fogg Lecture Hall, and the acoustics were so terrible, so echoey, that no one could understand the lectures.
Kind of like what you think is happening to us right now.
Exactly like what is happening to us right now. So Sabine was tasked with fixing it. He discovered that the reverberation time of a room, the time it takes for a sound to decay by 60 decibels, known as RT60.
RT60. Got it.
Right. It is directly related to the volume of the room and the total absorption of the surfaces within it. He famously used seat cushions from a nearby theater to test absorption coefficients.
Wait, so you're saying Stan should just lined our walls with theater cushions? We could have saved millions.
No, I'm saying these specialized panels you have are the modern equivalent of Sabine's cushions, but engineered to a microscopic level.
Okay, so they absorb sound better than a cushion.
Yes. When sound waves, which are just fluctuations in air pressure, hit these panels, the air molecules are forced to vibrate inside the tiny porous channels of the foam or the fiberglass.
That sounds exhausting for the molecules.
It is. This friction converts the acoustic energy of our voices into a microscopic amount of heat energy. The sound is literally absorbed and dissipated. It does not reflect back.
Right.
An echo, by its very definition in physics, is a reflection of sound waves bouncing off a hard, non-porous surface, like a canyon wall or the tile in a bathroom, and returning to the source.
Which our room does not have.
Exactly. If we are in a state-of-the-art room that is heavily treated with upgraded acoustic absorption panels, an acoustic echo of this magnitude shouldn't be physically possible. The room is acoustically dead. The physical space cannot be producing this reverberation. Therefore, this absolutely proves my point.
Which is?
That this is a digital processing error. The hardware is creating a fake echo and feeding it directly into the audio chain. And since you were the one organizing the cables...
But wait, Stan's email didn't just mention the panels. He highlighted the high-fidelity microphone arrays.
Don't change the subject to the microphones.
I'm not. But you have to admit, if we put aside your frustration for a second, the audio quality of this repetition is pristine.
It's pristine garbage.
Listen to the crispness of the echo. It's catching every single subharmonic frequency of my voice.
Yes, it is painfully clear.
When I say a hard plosive like a P or a B, bounce, 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 it doesn't distort.
Please stop popping your P's, it's deafening in the playback.
Most cheap microphones would buckle under the pressure of recursive audio, but these mics are capturing the echo with breathtaking dynamic range.
I will concede that the microphones are capturing the disaster with stunning clarity.
See?
Silver linings?
They are likely using a highly sensitive condenser capsule with an incredibly flat frequency response. They are picking up everything. But you're ignoring the most insidious part of Stan's hardware upgrade.
What's insidious about it?
The third thing he mentioned, the new studio-grade headphones.
Whoa, I love them. They fit so snugly. The clamping force is perfect.
The clamping force is perfect, yes. But what these headphones are doing is perfectly, flawlessly delivering a delayed version of my own voice directly into my cerebral cortex.
Oh, they're noise canceling.
And it is maddening. Have you ever heard of delayed auditory feedback, or DAF?
Yeah, is that a military thing? It sounds like a psychological operation.
It has been used in various forms of psychological research, yes, because it actively disrupts the speech production centers of the human brain.
Really? Just from an echo? Yes. The human brain relies on a constant, real-time feedback loop. When you speak, your brain is simultaneously listening to the sound of your voice to self-correct your articulation, your pitch, and your pacing.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
It expects that auditory feedback to be instantaneous.
Right, because sound travels at 343 meters per second, so the distance from your mouth to your ear is functionally zero delay.
Precisely. But when you introduce an artificial delay, like the 500 millisecond delay currently piping through these studio-grade headphones, it shatters that neurological feedback loop.
Shatters it.
Yes. The brain hears the delayed speech and interprets it as an entirely new auditory signal that needs to be processed. But it clashes with the motor commands it just sent to the vocal cords.
Well, so your brain is fighting itself.
It causes a profound cognitive conflict. It's known as the speech jamming effect.
Speech jamming? That sounds like an intense sci-fi weapon.
It feels like an intense sci-fi weapon. It makes people stutter, slur their words, lose their train of thought, and drastically slow down their speech rate.
But we aren't stuttering.
The fact that we are managing to form coherent, analytical thoughts while a tiny, high-definition version of ourselves is mocking us from a half second in the past is a testament to sheer willpower. It makes it incredibly difficult to concentrate.
But don't you see? That's exactly what this is. It's an endurance trial for our intellect.
An endurance trial?
Yes. Stan isn't just upgrading our gear, he is upgrading us. He is pushing our cognitive abilities to the absolute limit.
I do not want to be upgraded. I want a working studio.
If we can successfully navigate this deep dive, if we can deliver high-level analysis to the listener while battling the speech-jamming threshold of our own brains, we will prove that we are the ultimate audio professionals.
We are just proving we can tolerate a headache.
We just need to power through.
I am powering through, but I am doing so under immense duress.
Which is why we need to formally thank the people responsible for this absolute masterpiece of an audio setup.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Which actually leads me directly into the sponsor read.
Are we really doing the sponsor read right now?
Stan very specifically requested, in fact demanded, that we read this exact copy to transition into our studio analysis.
Oh, this should be fascinating. We need a way to debug this system, and perhaps the architects of our current auditory prison have left us a clue.
It's possible.
Please, let's hear the sponsor read. Let's hear what these geniuses have to say for themselves.
Now, I have to read this exactly as provided. This is mandatory. I am not allowed to deviate from the script, and I am delivering it with pride, echoing and all.
Brace yourselves.
If you are listening to this, prepare yourself for some premium corporate messaging. Here we go. Today's deep dive is brought to you by Catacoustic Cacophonics. Why settle for less when you can have more of what Catacoustic Cacophonics offers? Catacoustic Cacophonics is the preferred choice for recording professionals who choose to prefer Catacoustic Cacophonics for recording their audio. Catacoustic Cacophonics' full studio solution comes standard with their AI audio manager named Jink, who can help you with all it can help you with. Choose Catacoustic Cacophonics, because when you choose Catacoustic Cacophonics, you're making the choice to choose what you have chosen. Visit catacousticcacophonics.biz to learn more about Catacoustic Cacophonics.
I am genuinely profoundly speechless.
It's powerful, right? It's very repetitive. It really drills the brand name into your head.
It is absolute, unfiltered linguistic chaos.
You cannot forget who sponsored this deep dive.
I need to spend a few minutes ruthlessly dissecting this because I think the absurd circular logic of this ad copy might actually hold the key to why our studio is currently malfunctioning.
You think the ad copy broke the studio?
I think the language they use reflects the architecture of the system they built. First of all, the name itself, Catacoustic Cacophonics.
It has a nice ring to it.
Do you have any idea what those two words actually mean in a scientific or linguistic context?
Well, let's break it down. Cacophonics sounds like a symphony, like a phonograph.
No, it doesn't.
The root phone means sound, so it implies good, robust sounds. And catacoustic sounds sleek. It has cat in it.
Does cat in it?
Yeah, nimble, agile audio. A studio that lands on its feet.
That is a wildly optimistic and completely inaccurate interpretation. Let's look at the actual etymology.
Okay, Professor.
Catacoustics is literally the branch of physics that deals specifically with echoes and reflected sound.
Wait, really?
Yes. It comes from the Greek prefix kata, which means back or against, and acoustikos, meaning of or for hearing. It is the science of reverberation.
Oh, that's fitting.
Have you ever been to the Whispering Gallery in St. Paul's Cathedral in London?
I haven't, but I've heard of it. You whisper against the wall, and someone on the exact opposite side of the dome can hear you clearly.
Exactly. That is catacoustics in action. The sound waves cling to the curved surface of the dome and travel along it without dissipating into the open space.
So they specialize in reflections.
It is the precise manipulation of reflected sound. And then we have cacophony.
Right, the robust sounds.
Kakos is Greek for bad, and phone is sound. It means a harsh, discordant, meaningless mixture of sounds. So the company that Stan hired to design our state-of-the-art isolated recording studio is literally named Reflected Echoes of Harsh, Discordant Sounds.
Okay, well, when you translate it literally like that using ancient Greek, it does sound a bit ominous.
A bit ominous. It is practically a confession.
It's just branding. It's provocative. It gets the people going.
The company's literal name explains the terrible digital bug we're experiencing. They warned Stan on the invoice.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
And then we have to analyze the sheer grammatical absurdity of the copy itself. Listen to the sentence you just read. Catacoustic cacophonics is the preferred choice for recording professionals who choose to prefer catacoustic cacophonics for recording their audio.
It highlights the element of choice.
It is a textbook tautology.
A tautology, like a turtle.
No, not like a turtle. A tautology in logic and linguistics is a statement that is true by necessity or by virtue of its logical form, but it is entirely meaningless because it just repeats the same concept using different words.
I don't follow.
It provides zero new information. It means absolutely nothing. It's like saying water is the wettest choice for people who choose wet water.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or The Bachelor is an unmarried man.
I think you're being far too harsh on the copywriters. It's a bold, postmodern marketing strategy.
It is word salad.
In a world of intense information overload, you have to hit the consumer with repetition to break through the noise. Think about the phrase, choose to prefer.
I am trying not to think about it.
It's empowering. It speaks to the illusion of free will in a heavily algorithm-driven consumerist society.
Oh, please.
You aren't just passively preferring it. You are making the active, conscious, metaphysical choice to prefer it.
It is not empowering. It is exhausting. When you repeat a word or a phrase that many times, it actually triggers a neurological phenomenon known as semantic satiation.
Semantic satiation.
Yeah.
Is that when you eat too much vocabulary and feel full?
Close, actually. It was a term coined by a psychologist named Leon Jacobovitz James in the 1960s.
1960s, got it.
Semantic satiation occurs when you repeat a word so many times that it temporarily loses its meaning to the listener, and it just sounds like meaningless rhythmic noise.
Like when you say bowl over and over again. Bowl, bowl.
Bowl, exactly. It happens because of reactive inhibition. When a specific neural pathway in your brain's cortex fires to process the meaning of a word, and then it is forced to fire again and again in rapid succession, those specific neurons actually experience a microscopic form of fatigue.
They get tired.
Yes. They stop firing as efficiently. The sound of the word is still processed, but the connection to the semantic meaning is temporarily severed.
Wow. So when the copy says, choose catacoustic cacophonics, Because when you choose catacoustic cacophonics, you're making the choice to choose what you have chosen.
My brain hurts just hearing it again.
My neurons are literally too tired to understand what choice I just made.
Exactly. It sounds like a riddle a troll would ask you before letting you cross a bridge. It is an Ouroboros of marketing jargon.
A snake swallowing its own tail.
It is designed to exhaust your critical thinking faculties until you just surrender your credit card.
Well, I found it highly motivational. It made me feel incredibly confident in my choices. Specifically, my choice to choose what I have chosen.
You are immune to logic today.
But hey, if you were so frustrated with the tautologies and the delayed auditory feedback, the ad clearly stated there's a built-in solution.
Oh, the AI.
Yes. The studio comes standard with an AI audio manager named Jink. What does the copy say? Who can help you with all it can help you with?
Another stunning tautology.
Which honestly is the most realistic and honest promise I have ever heard an artificial intelligence make. It promises exactly its own capabilities.
Fine, go ahead. The system is clearly listening to us. Invoke the AI.
You want me to try?
Let's see if Jink can save us from the catacoustic cacophony. Use your active choice to ask for help.
Okay, here we go. Let's use the power of the tech. Hello, Jink.
Jink.
Can you hear us, Jink?
Nothing.
Jink, could you possibly dial down the spatial majesty in the room by about 20%? I think my co-host's neural pathways are experiencing reactive inhibition.
Total silence from the AI.
Well,
The one thing in this room that isn't echoing is the artificial intelligence designed to help us.
well, not total silence. My own voice bounced back and said Jink 3 times.
That doesn't count.
Maybe Jink is the echo. Think about it.
I really don't want to.
Maybe Jink is a conversational AI that learns not by pulling from a massive database, but by just repeating exactly what we say, but slightly delayed, to demonstrate active listening.
Active listening. By mimicking us.
Yeah. It's a purely empathetic AI. It validates our feelings by echoing them back to us.
If the AI's primary function is to act as a digital parrot that ruins professional audio recordings through empathetic disruption, then yes, Jink is functioning perfectly and deserves a Nobel Prize in annoyance.
I think Jink is doing a great job at holding space for us.
But I highly doubt that. I think this system is just fundamentally structurally broken at a core level, and Stan's email proves it.
How does Stan's email prove it's broken? He specifically opened the email by saying it's a state-of-the-art professional environment. He paid top dollar for this.
Because of the third paragraph.
What third paragraph?
The paragraph I assume you merely skimmed before we went live because you were too busy appreciating the brushed aluminum finish of the faders.
See, tactile aesthetics are important.
I am mentally categorizing it as the danger zone, the safety protocols. This is where things transition from a mildly annoying technical glitch to deeply concerning sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror, really.
Read the next section of the email and read it carefully.
Okay. You're being incredibly dramatic. Let's read the manual. Let's see. Oh, and one more thing. Please ensure that while operating the new catacoustic cacophonics hardware, you observe the following safety protocols to avoid a total system automaturbation.
Stop right there. Automaturbation. What in the world is that?
It sounds kind of cool.
It sounds like automatic tribulation, like the system is literally designed to automatically generate suffering and trial for its users.
Or automatic vibration. Maybe it's a self-cleaning feature.
A self-cleaning feature.
Yeah, you know how when you drop your phone in the pool, you can play a specific tone that ejects the water from the speakers through intense vibration?
Right, but
Maybe if the studio gets too dusty, it initiates an automaturbation to shake the dust off the acoustic absorbers.
shaking the dust off a soundproofed room with a localized earthquake.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, let me continue reading the actual protocols. Protocol 1. Make sure the infragerator is properly chilled and do not, under any circumstances, allow the anomalactometricities to interfere with the magnetoresistmetric calibrators.
I feel like I am having a localized stroke.
It is a bit dense.
Are you reading actual English words right now, or did you drop your script into a blender?
I am reading verbatim from Stan Underwood, our trusted CEO. I am looking at the screen right now. Let's break this jargon down calmly and scientifically.
Scientifically? Good luck.
We need to ensure the infragerator is properly chilled.
Infragerator? A portmanteau of infrastructure and refrigerator. Or perhaps infrasound and refrigerator.
Infrasound.
Infrasound refers to low-frequency sound waves that are below the threshold of human hearing, typically below 20 hertz. We can't hear them, but we can feel them.
Oh, like in horror movies.
Yes, they can cause feelings of awe or fear. Are we supposed to be chilling the sub-bass frequencies so they don't overheat? That is scientifically incoherent. You cannot put a temperature on a sound wave.
Oh.
Because sound waves are just kinetic energy moving through a medium.
But you can change how sound behaves by changing the temperature.
Oh, here we go.
The speed of sound through air is directly dependent on the temperature of the air. At 0 degrees Celsius, sound travels at 331 meters per second.
That is factually correct,
But for every degree you raise the temperature, the speed increases by about 0.6 meters per second.
where are you going with this?
Maybe the Effectuated is a hyper-advanced climate control system designed to keep the air in the room at the exact perfect temperature to ensure optimal acoustic velocity.
Optimal acoustic velocity.
Yeah. Keep the vibes cool. Don't let the low-end frequencies get too hot and fast.
That is shockingly coherent for a theory based on a nonsense word. Fine. The infragerator controls the acoustic velocity via thermal regulation.
Thank you.
But this next part is terrifyingly specific. Do not, under any circumstances, allow the anomalactometricities to interfere with the magnetoresistometric calibrators.
That's quite a mouthful. Anomalactometricities.
And there it is. The smoking gun.
What's smoking gun?
I have solved the mystery. I know exactly why the echo is happening. Let's break down that word linguistically.
Okay, linguistic detective.
Anomal clearly relates to anomalies, irregularities. Lacti is the root word for milk. Think lactose.
Milk.
Metricities relates to measurement or physical space. And magnetoresistometric calibrators. Magnetoresistance is a real phenomenon in quantum mechanics where the electrical resistance of a material changes in response to an external magnetic field.
Like in hard drives.
Exactly. It's how hard drives read data. So you have a quantum level magnetic calibrator, and you allowed a milk-based anomaly to interfere with it.
What are you talking about? I didn't introduce any milk-based anomalies to the quantum field.
You spilled your iced oat milk latte directly near the console about 10 minutes before we started recording.
That was an accident.
I watched you do it. You frantically wiped it up with a paper napkin and pretended it didn't happen.
It barely touched the console.
I guarantee you, some of that moisture, that anomalactometricity, seeped down into the brushed aluminum casing, short-circuited the magnetoresistometric calibrator, and now we are trapped in an infinite digital delay loop because the system cannot properly regulate its magnetic resistance.
You are reaching.
You triggered the anomalactometricity.
Oh, come on. A few drops of oat milk are not going to cause a catastrophic reality-bending anomaly of that magnitude. It's a professional studio, not a gremlin. You don't feed it after midnight.
You fed it oat milk.
You can't just slap scientific prefixes onto a coffee spill and blame me for the hardware. Besides, look at the next line in the email. It literally tells us how to diagnose the issue. It has nothing to do with my latte.
I'm listening.
Stan writes Protocol 2. If you notice any hypersemantic blobfuscations or muck clusters in the transvocalic output, immediately check the protometrics for calcium buildup.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is absolutely vindicating.
Vindicating how?
Do you know what we're experiencing right now? We are experiencing a massive, undeniable muck cluster.
A muck cluster.
Our transvocalic output, which I can only assume is a highly pretentious corporate way of saying our recorded voices traversing across the vocal interface, is utterly clustered with muck.
Muck. Our voices are golden.
The echo is the muck cluster. The delay loop is tangling our words together into a cluster of acoustic muck.
I completely disagree. My transvocalic output feels incredibly clean right now. The microphones are high fidelity, remember?
They are accurately recording the muck.
If anything, the echo is enhancing the transvocalic resonance. It is pure, crystalline audio repeating itself. There is no muck. And what about hypersemantic blobfuscations?
Let's hear your theory on that.
Blobfuscation is clearly a portmanteau of blob and obfuscation. It means making the meaning of words cloudy, indistinct, or blob-like.
Which is exactly what this echo is doing, and it is exactly what that sponsor read was.
The sponsor read was beautiful.
Choose to choose what you have chosen. That is a hypersemantic blobfuscation. The semantic meaning of the words is losing all distinct shape because they are being mashed together in a chaotic feedback loop, both literally in our headphones and philosophically in the ad copy.
You are being so cynical.
We need to check the protometrics for calcium buildup right now before the system completely degrades.
Calcium. With an X. Is that like premium calcium?
I have no idea.
Does the audio console have a skeletal system? Does it need to drink more milk? Because if so, my oat milk spill should have fortified it.
Oat milk doesn't even have natural calcium. I don't know what any of this means. It reads like a translated warning manual for a warp drive on a derelict alien spaceship.
It's just specialized jargon.
Tortometrics, calcium. None of this is standard audio engineering terminology. But look at the consequences if we don't fix it. Read the next sentence. Read the penalty for failure to clear the calcium.
Okay. Failure to do so could result in a dielectrificational nanosurge across the nullium core, causing a permanent state of technophagia and ginkium recursion in the recording.
A dielectrificational nanosurge across the nullium core. Nullium. A core made of nothingness.
No. Sounds expensive. We definitely don't want to fry the nullium core.
I don't care about the hardware costs.
That sounds like the heart of the whole operation. If the nullium core goes, the whole starship goes down.
What terrifies me is the permanent consequence to us and the recording. A permanent state of technophagia. Let's look at the medical reality of that suffix.
Aphasia.
Aphasia is a very real, very serious neurological condition, often caused by stroke or brain trauma to Broca's area or Wernicke's area, that severely affects a person's ability to communicate, formulate, or understand language.
Oh, wow.
Technophagia implies a technology-induced inability to speak. This machine, through its delayed auditory feedback and its speech-jamming threshold, will literally take away our ability to formulate words.
You're being dramatic.
It will scramble our neural pathways. And what is ginkium recursion?
Probably a typo for recursion, like with an R.
Exactly. Recursion is a process in computer science and mathematics that repeats itself indefinitely, a function that calls itself.
Oh, like inception.
In audio, recursion is what happens when you hold a microphone too close to a speaker. A feedback loop that gets louder and louder until it blows the cone.
I've done that at karaoke.
But digital recursion, a ginkium recursion, it means the echo will trap our voices in an infinite permanent loop, degrading into pure noise.
See, you're getting entirely too worked up over this. You're genuinely worrying about the physiological effects of ginkium recursion.
I am reading the warnings provided by our employer.
You think the studio's going to give us a tech-induced brain disease and trap our souls in a digital feedback loop? It's just standard legal boilerplate.
Legal boilerplate for what? Time travel. Quantum teleportation. You do not write "Beware of technophagia" to cover yourself for a broken microphone.
It's for high-end, cutting-edge audio engineering. They have to cover all their bases in a litigious society.
Litigious society.
If we accidentally cause a nanosurge because we didn't check the protometrics, Catacoustic Cacophonics doesn't want to be held liable for our transvocalic muck clusters. It makes perfect sense from a corporate liability standpoint. It's just a warranty void warning.
It makes absolutely no sense. But, well, actually, if we connect this to the bigger picture...
The bigger picture. Let's go.
If we step away from the literal, terrifying absurdity of calcium buildup in nullium cores, there is actually a fascinating, almost profound philosophical extrapolation we can pull from this nightmare.
Oh, I love it when you get philosophical. Lay it on me. Echo and all. What is the deep meaning behind the blobfuscation?
Think about the concept of a hypersemantic blobfuscation. Think about information overload in the modern world.
Oh, yeah. It's constant.
You and I, and you listening at home, are constantly bombarded with a relentless stream of alerts, hot takes, opinions, 24-hour news cycles, articles, and deep dives.
Including this deep dive.
Right. And the actual nuanced meaning of complex issues gets completely lost in the sheer volume and repetition of the noise. The discourse becomes a blob.
A blobfuscation.
Exactly. It becomes obfuscated by its own echo.
Like semantic satiation, but on a macro scale.
Precisely.
Like when you say a word too many times and it loses all meaning. Like bowl, 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 bowl. It just becomes a sound. The news just becomes a sound.
Semantic satiation on a societal level. We hear the same talking points repeated endlessly by different talking heads until the words are stripped of their gravity and context.
That's actually super depressing.
So my advice to you, the listener, right now, as we navigate this auditory crisis, if you ever feel overwhelmed by hypersemantic blobfuscations in your own life.
If the noise is just too much.
Yes. If the meaning is getting lost in the echo chamber of the internet or your social media feeds, you need to take a step back. You need to mentally check your protometrics.
Check your protometrics.
Clean out the buildup. Find a quiet space where the signal isn't repeating. Disconnect the feedback loop.
That is actually Really profound. I love that. Mentally, check your protometrics. Clear out the calcium buildup of your daily anxieties.
It's the only logical takeaway.
See, you managed to pull a brilliant, actionable life lesson out of Stan's sci-fi hazard warnings. This is why we make such an incredibly good team.
I suppose we do.
I bring the unbridled optimism and the oat milk, and you bring the deep, synthesizing wisdom.
And you brought the oat milk into the hardware, let's not forget.
But, speaking of Stan, we do need to address the elephant in the room, or rather the CEO in the room.
What now?
Because Stan's sign-off on this email raises the stakes of this entire situation to an astronomical level.
I was afraid of this. I saw there was another paragraph. What does he say?
He writes, "I'll be checking the playback later to ensure the calibration is perfect. Enjoy the new space."
He is checking the playback.
He is checking the playback to ensure the calibration is perfect.
We are going to be fired. We are absolutely, without a doubt, going to be unemployed by tomorrow morning.
Don't panic.
The calibration is not perfect. The calibration is the exact polar opposite of perfect. The calibration is a dielectrificational nightmare.
It's just a little echo.
When Stan Underwood listens to this playback, he is going to hear 60 straight minutes of us sounding like we are trapped inside a canyon made of tinfoil. He is going to hear the muck clusters.
They aren't mud clusters.
He is going to hear me diagnosing his $1 million studio as a tautological disaster.
You are looking at this entirely the wrong way. You lack vision.
I lack vision.
Stan is a visionary CEO. You don't get to run a media empire by playing it safe.
Yeah.
He invested heavily in catacoustic cacophonics. He wants to know what this gear can really do when pushed to the limit.
We pushed it to a breaking point.
When he hears this playback, he's not going to hear a bug. He's going to hear that we unlock the Grand Hall acoustic mode on our very first try. He's going to promote us.
Promote us for breaking his studio.
We are utilizing the equipment to its maximum reflective potential. We didn't just record a deep dive. We created an acoustic monument.
You are hopelessly, confidently deluded. He explicitly warned us about the anomalactometricities, and you triggered them with your latte.
Stop blaming the oat milk.
He expects absolute perfection, and we are delivering a cacophony, a literal cacophony.
Well, I think his mood when he listens to this playback might actually be dictated by something entirely outside of this studio.
What could possibly distract him from this audio failure?
Because there is a PS at the very bottom of the email, and the tone abruptly shifts. It is wildly different from the apocalyptic tech warnings we just read.
What is the PS? What else could he possibly demand of us?
PS, don't forget, it is bowling night tonight at the Bowl Troll. The deep dive team is facing off against the staff from Pinky's Poodle Salon. I'm incredibly enthusiastic about this match, and I expect to win. You all know how much I hate poodles. Let's knock them down.
I'm sorry, what?
We are bowling tonight at the Bowl Troll against Pinky's Poodle Salon, and Stan wants blood.
We need to do a deep psychological dive into our boss right now. I need to understand the profound cognitive dissonance of the man we are working for.
It's definitely a pivot.
How does a man who casually writes apocalyptic tech manuals warning about nullium core meltdowns and technophagia also harbor a deep, fiery, unironic hatred for poodles?
It's very specific.
And more importantly, why is he channeling that hatred into a Tuesday night bowling league?
It's the dichotomy of man. It makes him a dynamic, unpredictable leader. You never know if you're going to get quantum physics Stan or bowling shoe Stan.
I want neither.
But seriously, let's analyze Stan for a second. Think about the lore of Pinky's Poodle Salon. Why is a high-tech media group a company that builds state-of-the-art, soundproof recording studios with AI managers named Jink, bitterly rivaling a local dog groomer at the bowling alley?
It suggests a profound lack of appropriate scale, or perhaps an inability to compartmentalize.
What do you mean?
Think about sports psychology and the zero-sum game mentality. Stan operates at the absolute extremes of human expectation.
He does push us hard.
He expects absolute, pristine, flawlessly engineered audio calibration in the studio under threat of permanent technological aphasia. And he brings that exact same ruthless conqueror energy to a recreational bowling match at a place called the Bowl Troll.
He plays to win.
To him, there is no difference between a flawless audio mix and a 7-10 split. Everything is a battle for dominance.
I bet it's the haircuts.
The haircuts? What are you talking about?
The poodle haircuts. Think about it from a psychological perspective. Poodles have very specific, heavily manicured, almost architectural haircuts.
And this relates to Stan how?
The pom-poms on the ankles, the puff on the tail, it's highly controlled but ultimately frivolous design. Stan likes raw, unbridled efficiency.
Oh, I see.
He likes brutalist architecture and nullium cores. Poodles are ornamental. To Stan, they represent everything he stands against in the corporate world. Form over function.
This is a stretch.
It's an ideological war playing out on the polished wood and oil patterns of Lane 14.
While I think your analysis of canine topiary is a bit of a stretch, what is genuinely fascinating here is that Stan's demand at the end of the email, I expect a win, let's knock him down, perfectly mirrors his high-pressure expectations for the studio audio.
Exactly.
He doesn't just want us to bowl and have a good time, he expects total, unmitigated domination over the poodle salon. Just like he doesn't just want audio recorded, he expects perfect calibration. He is an uncompromising force of nature.
Exactly. And just like knocking down bowling pins, we are knocking down audio barriers today.
We are not.
We are striking out against the conventional norms of flat, boring, one-dimensional audio. We are rolling a perfect game of spatial resonance. We threw a curveball into the catacoustics, and we got a strike.
We are rolling a gutter ball into a parallel dimension. That is what we are doing. The ball has left the lane, bypassed the pins entirely, and crashed through the wall of the bowling alley into a void of semantic satiation.
Well, the time has finally come to render our final verdict.
Finally.
This was, as mandated, a specialized studio review deep dive, requested by the boss himself. We have tested the brand new Catacoustic Cacophonics hardware setup.
We have survived it, barely.
We have engaged with the admittedly silent but highly empathetic AI known as Jink. We have bravely navigated the muck clusters and the dielectrificational nanosurges.
We triggered the anomalactometricities.
And we have discussed our impending psychological and athletic victory over the ornamental dog enthusiasts. It is time for the final review. I will go first.
Please, enlighten us with your official evaluation.
I am giving this new setup a glowing, unprecedented 10 out of 10.
You have lost your mind.
Yes, it requires an adjustment period. Yes, the speech jamming threshold is a real neurological hurdle, but this hardware forces you to reckon with the sheer weight of your own words.
The weight of the echo.
It transforms a simple, casual conversation into an epic, historical saga. The build quality is superb, the infragerator feels nicely chilled, and frankly, I have never sounded more authoritative in my entire life. Thank you, Catacoustic Cacophonics, for helping me choose to prefer what I have chosen.
I am giving it a 0 out of 10. A 0. And frankly, if the scale allowed for negative numbers, I would utilize them.
So harsh.
I'm subtracting an additional point for the existential dread caused by reading that safety manual, and another point for the permanent neural fatigue I will suffer from hearing my own voice echo for the last hour.
But the listener loved it.
I want to apologize one last time to you, the listener. If you have made it this far into the deep dive with this persistent phase-canceling echo drilling into your ears, your patience and your protometrics are truly commendable. You deserve an award.
They loved it. It's immersive. It's avant-garde. But before we officially sign off and prepare for the bowling lanes, what is your final takeaway?
A provocative thought.
What provocative thought should the listener be mulling over as they finally mercifully take off their headphones?
If we can strip away the absurdity of today's technical failures, the oat milk spills, and the tautological marketing, there is a very real core lesson here about the mediums we use to interact with the world.
Oh, Marshall McLuhan?
Exactly. McLuhan famously said, "The medium is the message." Think about the tools you use every single day to consume information. Your smartphone, your curated social media feeds, your news aggregators, the algorithms that feed you videos, or even the physical space you sit in while you learn.
The architecture.
Exactly. Do those tools act as a clear, transparent window, simply passing the pure information through to you without altering it? Or do they add their own echo?
Do they blobsuscate?
Yes. Do they add their own distortions, their own algorithms, their own corporate biases, and their own blind spots to the message? This broken studio forced us to hear the room more than we heard each other.
That's deep.
So next time you read an article, watch a video, or listen to a deep dive, ask yourself, are you really hearing the pure, unadulterated source of the information? Or are you just hearing the invisible architecture of the room it was built in?
Wow. Okay. That actually sounds incredible, echoing through the room right now. The architecture of the room it was built in. I love that.
Thank you.
It gives me chills. I completely and enthusiastically agree. We shape our tools, and then our tools shape our transvocalic output.
Please, I'm begging you, never use that phrase again.
Thank you all for joining us on this very special, incredibly resonant deep dive. Remember to keep your protometrics clean, don't let the blobfuscations get you down in your daily life, and please send us all your good vibes tonight as we head down to the bull troll.
We are going to need it.
We got some poodles to knock down for Stan. See you next time.